Do you know that there exists a lawful body to represent estate police officers? Are you tired and fed up of poor working conditions, disrespect, and abuse by employers? Then join the Estate Police Association on a new program, the EPA Speaks. Breaking chains, raising barriers. Wednesdays, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. on Power 102.1 FM. Empowering you, the station that says it all.
Hi, people. So we're just bordering on 9:30 this morning, and of course, inside of this hour, welcome members of the Estate Police Association. Of course, we have the president and the vice president with us this morning. Mr. Richardson is here, Mr. Bagwan Dean is here, and I'm so happy to see these two gentlemen this morning because I know we have plenty to talk about. All right. Now, just to let you know that this particular program is being sponsored by Spectacle World Optical Limited. They are located at light pole number 378, that's Southern Main Road in Enterprise, Chaguanas. Now, you can call them at 671-4842. That's 671-4842, and they're open right now, Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and also on a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And of course, to all members of the Estate Police Association, you better go and check them out because I'm sure they have something special for you guys. All right, so gentlemen, good morning, welcome. Good to have you all on the inside.
Good morning, Sir Charles, and good morning to Trinidad and Tobago, to all estate police and security officers out there.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and special good morning to all the security officers and estate constables out there, and a special morning to my president, Mr. Derek Richardson. Today is his birthday.
We have plenty of things to celebrate today.
Yes. You're very hard-working president, Mr. Derek Richardson. His birthday, but he have no time to celebrate. He come here to ensure that the problems that security officers and estate constables face, that could bring it to the fore. And again, let me say a special happy birthday to our president. All the best wishes of good health, strength, peace, and happiness. So, President, on behalf of the executive, all the members, and I'm sure Trinidad and Tobago, we want to wish you a very happy birthday.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Bagondin, for exposing another almanac, as the people will say, that ripped up. Well, I do appreciate the sentiments greatly. As you say, the work goes on.
Always.
We're here and we're here to do what we have to do.
That's so true. And last week in your absence, I mean, we had a very spirited program.
Yes. I heard
the team. I mean, they came in and
it
was really, a really intense program last week. And it even piqued my my curiosity because you weren't here, and for the reason that you weren't here, I look forward to having you here this week. So you can take it from here and tell them why you weren't here.
Well, I guess everybody would have heard last week that we were the Joint Select Committee on the Security Industries Bill, right? So we did go, Mr. Rupnarayan, the Education and Research Officer, and Mr. Ansel John Nicholas, the Assistant General Secretary, right? We attended the thing. But before I get into that, Charles, we have some things I want to get out of the way.
No problem.
Right? I really want to say a hearty thank you to Mr. Roshan Ali, the owner of Spectacle World Optical Limited, who has so graciously reached out and to provide free eye testing and 20% off on spectacles and sunglasses for our members. This is all in an effort to bring value and assistance to our members throughout the industry. We will give you, of course, you can call the EPA's number from tomorrow, where we'll work out some of the nuts and bolts, right, of this. We will have to issue with a card so that you could present it to Mr. That Spectacle World, so that you could get your 20% discount and your free eye examination for you and your immediate family, not just for you, Charles.
Hey, that's great.
You and your immediate family. So I want to shout out again to Mr. Ali, Roshan Ali, all the best wishes, right? Go out and support a small business that is growing and that is still reaching out, right? So that's where we are. Let's support those who are supporting us. That's what we need to do. Those who are supporting us as state police and security officers, let us go outside there and support those who are supporting us, right? And another note, I want to say another shout out to an officer from Amalgamated, Estate Corporal Larry Pierre, whose unfortunate circumstance, Charles, is that his house was burned down, I think last night, right? And I just received a couple half hour ago. I received the information, so we will be reaching out to him. We're reaching out to you, the members of the public, businessmen, and the security officers and state police officers. Yeah, to let us reach out and assist our comrade. Let us reach out and assist a fellow officer who has lost everything. Everything. All he has on his back is his clothes that he has on right now. So I am willing, I am saying it here now, to start the ball rolling for a fund to assist this Corporal Larry Pierre. $1,000 of my personal money, not the Estate Police Association money. I will start the fund with $1,000 to assist Corporal Pierre with this tragedy that would have been holding. So you can contact the association, and we will make all attempts. Anything you can give, anything at all you can give, let us reach out and touch this comrade in a special way. Okay?
Beautiful.
Charles, the issue concerning thing, I'll have to hold for a little bit on that, because when we speak, I want to continue with that. But I really want to shout out also and pay special attention to the members at SWAT who are under attack right now because of their decision, their lawful and constitutional decision to form a branch board at that company. My information is that they are being moved around, scrupled, they're basically victimized and threatened, right? Because they have decided to form a branch board at SWAT. I would have reached out to the manager and indicated to him what was my information. He told me my information was incorrect, and he would have gotten back to me. I called him yesterday again, and he didn't get back to me. And the information keeps coming as to exactly what they're doing, right? That the intimidation continues, and we will not allow it. And we want those officers at SWAT to know that the executive stands firmly in your corner, right? It is against the constitution for you to intimidate anybody from joining an association of their choice. The Estate Police Association is a creature of statute. It's a lawful body. And I did tell them that I will be raising their actions publicly. So it's nothing that they don't know. I wrote to them and I told him that. Right? Stop it. Allow the process to continue. We want to work with you. But if you are working against us and against the interests of our members, then we will have a serious problem. All you need to do is have a chat with us, All you need to do is sit down with us and let us work out the kinks in this. Because we understand that you're a business and we want your business to continue. To employ those officers there. But there are things that you have to sit down with us. You can't just want to decide to do whatever you want to do. And these officers now do not have a voice. Well, hear what? This association will be their voice, and we will continue to be their voice. Right? So, SWAT members, all officers in Trinidad and Tobago who are desirous of a branch of the Estate Police Association, you can so do. Nobody cannot stop you. It is your lawful right, it is your constitutional right The Estate Police Association is not a union and has to go before any recognition board. We are a creature of Statute 1502. Good? And we are very serious about it. So all those, there are some other employers who, well, we had to go by one recently to walk to the door because they refused to want to acknowledge the letter. Right? So we will light them up.
And it makes you wonder why, you know what I mean? Because,
Exactly.
you know, why would you resist something like this, you know?
Yeah.
And it's because of the practice, because of their practice. Because, you know, Sir Charles, you, as an employer, as president said, we're not here to fight with any employer. We want your business to succeed. However, some of your IR and some of your HR practices that we need to discuss, because you cannot treat you know, it's unfortunate, we have some employers who really don't care about the well-being of their employees. Because simply as PP, we have officers who are supposed to be issued a bulletproof vest. Sir Charles, is very unfortunate to say, you know, you could fold a roti, Sir Charles.
Yep.
The bulletproof vest, the length of time that these officers have them, you could fold it. And you know what some of these persons who claim that they are well versed in dealing with armored vests and all of that, these persons are taking out, just changing the outside and just putting in
Same old inside.
Yeah, the same inside. So they fully well understand and know what they are doing. So they care nothing about the officers, and these are the people who don't want the officers to be part of the Estate Police Association.
Yeah.
So they could do it as they want. Have you working 24 hours, 36 hours, no relief, no double time, no time and a half, no meals. And you know, and we're calling on the government of Trinidad and Tobago. These security companies that practicing this IR and you know, breaching the health and safety and no consideration for these officers, they should not be given state contracts. The government is here to protect their citizens. How can you be given multi-million-dollar contracts to companies that are oppressing your citizens, that don't care about their rights?
You mean you hope that's what the government is here to do?
Well, Charles,
You-
no. I would have mentioned what the issues concerning the West. We are not certain about that for the spotters yet, because we haven't had that. But what Mr. Bakwandi was indicating, that we would have met that. We would have met that at some very high profile places.
Yes.
You understand? So it is an issue that we continue to battle with. Our job is to get the officers to the point where they can give us grievances.
Yeah.
The problem is, Charles, that in industry, and officers need to think that they need to be able, or willing in fact, to come to us and give us a grievance. They are intimidated. We understand that. We understand the issue is that, listen, the more hours you work is the more money you make, right? But you cannot continue to allow them to just take money that is rightfully yours away from you. And we want you to come on, because when you have a vest that is compromised, when you have a vest that is since 2003, right, and that vest is compromised and you're doing a fire on duty and something shall happen to you, Charles, when you're dead,
Yeah.
you're done, your family,
Yeah, that's final.
you understand, that is final,
It's final.
right? And then your family now is left to the vagaries of the society. You don't know if your wife not working, your children going to school. What is the situation? Because you're not going to get no $1 million
Yeah.
insurance from any of those companies. Right?
And then you work with a false sense of security.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So
Yes.
that is something that we really want security officers to be aware of. That because the records of those companies don't indicate when they achieve the vest. Right? Sometimes they roll over vest from one person to another. Vest is a PPE. Vest is a PPE. Now it is an expensive investment, right? But that what we should juxtapose that against the value of the man's life,
Yeah.
right? And the value to your reputation for your company, right? Because when the USH people does their evaluation of what happens, then you could be fined millions of dollars.
Yeah.
right? So your company could shut down.
But given what the crime situation is like outside, where the criminal element is coming at you, I mean, they are coming with deadly force.
Yes,
They come in with deadly force.
Yeah.
And even more so against the security, who they see as those persons in their way.
Yeah. So if you're working with a compromised vest that's supposed to give you some measure of comfort, you are basically they are putting you on the fine line.
Yeah. We need them to think, and some of those things were sort of ventilated in the joint select thing there, but I want to get to that now.
Yes.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
We went to the joint select committee to discuss the private security industries bill that we would have been making a lot of pronouncements about. I just want to give me a little opportunity first now to give you a little background into it. We were asked to submit written submissions, right? Which we did. Give them 2 documents. They sent us some pamphlets indicating the process, what we were expected to do, and everything. Part of that was said that we will be given 3 minutes to introduce ourselves and the organization and such. And then we would be questioned on our submissions. When we got to the joint select, we were questioned. We were given the opportunity to present ourselves, which we did, and that was it. So the question and answers that we were anticipating on the submissions that we made never happened. As a matter of fact, our opinion of that is that it was a rushed process, and that the chairman, Mr. Hines, he seemed quite intent on making sure that it was a shortened an abridged version of what we expected, right? So much so that when my education and research officer, Sir Rupnine, started to raise some issues that we would have had in our document, he was cut off and said, well, they have it in writing, so they would deal with that. Now, I would say we went there based on what it is we were given. So if we expected that those persons who were there would have read our submissions, right, and we were quite ready to and willing to answer to those submissions, then it seems as either one or 2 things. Either that our submissions were so clear and so lucid, right, that there is no need to question us on it, right? But I don't think that.
But if that is the case, they have to indicate that to you.
They have to indicate that.
Yeah.
So,
Or they did not read the submission.
Or they did not read the submissions. So, of course, a curious thing happened again. See, when we got there, we met the amalgamated was there at the same point in time, represented by Johnny Aboud and his management team, and we also that was Michael Aboud and his management team, and we also had the Association of Security Owners of Trinidad and Tobago, which would have been Mr. Johnny Aboud. So you had the 2 Abouds represented there. So amalgamated, basically, you had 2 bites at the cherry, right? Where you have the man who's the managing director of amalgamated being the representative for Ascot, and you have the chairman of amalgamated representing amalgamated,
Very
right?
interesting.
Fair enough, they are major stakeholders in this thing, and they gave their submissions, and I'm happy to say here, give respect and respect where it's due, that Mr. Johnny Aboud, on behalf of Ascot, indicated to the Joint Select Committee that one of the serious concerns that they have is that the Estate Police Association is left out from under this bill, right? So that is in keeping with our stance here. We have said it from day one that this bill does not have any representation body in it, and that we are the persons who would have, prior to 2006, when there was an industrial court judgment stating that we cannot represent security officers, that we are the ones that ought to be given the mandate to represent all officers. Our stance continues and will continue to be that whatever provisions under this bill can be placed squarely in the Supplemental Police Act, which really is the act that they are supposed to be amending first before you go into this one. You already have a subsistent act which deals with private security officers, right? You cannot have a situation in the country where people would have lost their benefits, the terms and conditions that would have been hammered out for years, right? There are some issues concerning the firearms issue concerning that we'd have raised, and we thought that those things would have engendered some sort of discussion. Because I mean, here we are, we had the opposition, we had independents, we had government senate officials at this meeting, right? Even some of the things that was raised by the other side, we thought that there will be more questions on that, because I mean, this is a serious bill. This is a serious bill. It affects the lives of we are probably one of the largest industries in this country, right? So it is what it is. It is what it is. What happened, what have happened. We have our concerns. We thought that the person who ought to have chaired the JSC ought to have not been the person who would have piloted the bill, you know. But that being that is the parliament in its wisdom, they did that. They think that. So we just putting it outside there. That yes, the Association of Security Owners did make representation on our behalf, basically saying that they would have a serious concern that we are not stated in the bill as it is in the Supplemental Police Act, right? So there are a number of things that have happened now. Again, as I said, they have to report back to Parliament, right? I think it's on the 27th of September or something like that, somewhere around there. And we will see what debate takes place, right? But clearly, this bill in its present form cannot go forward. And I want to implore those persons on that committee, the opposition, the senators, the independent senators, and even those in the government, right, to have a rethink of this bill. Come back to have meaningful consultation with this year, right? Let us have some meaningful consultation. With this bill, let us look at the Supplemental Police Act first, right? This bill, the Supplemental Police Act, was created to deal with private security. It was never to deal with state security. Now, there's a relationship that has to happen between the private and the state, right? Which we already bridge. So there's a lot of risk involved to those officers who would have had their terms and conditions hammered out, right? They would be affected, and some of those smaller companies, by some of those fines and the requirements to operate, right, will also be at serious risk, right? Not everybody could offer or could afford, in fact, some of those things that are going to be required to do. So what you're going to have now is that the bigger fish going to gobble up and they're going to buy out, which have already started doing. Because there are some companies who are operating in their previous names, but they have been bought out by the bigger fishes. So we cannot sit back and allow this thing to happen, because it is going to create a monopoly.
Yeah.
We've heard at that meeting that there was a go at MTS. They were quite clearly, the other side, the border boards indicated that they wanted to know why MTS was not stated in the bill. Now, we don't know that anybody was stated in the bill. Amalgamation was not stated in the bill, right? But there is an issue concerning that for them. Understand that MTS is state-owned.
Right.
And they do state contracts. Understand what it is going on Trinidad and Tobago, right? That there are persons who will want to take everything. And they are supremely positioned to take everything.
Yeah, because they have the air for the people.
They have the air for the people. You understand? So we have to bring that to the attention of this country. That is our responsibility. That is our lawful responsibility. We take this very seriously. We will do what we can do within the parameters that we have been allowed to operate, right? And we'll create some opportunities, which is what we did here today, right? But today, I want to give again the callers the opportunity to call in and have your issues raised, and we will answer your questions as much as good. Right? Yiddish?
Yes, and You know, again, I would really like to see that the government of Trinidad and Tobago review the contracts of some of these security companies that is treating your citizens the way that they are right now, putting their lives in danger. And sometimes, you know, we think we work 24 and 36 hours and we think that, you know, well, because of the minimum wage, you know, it adds up. But what it is doing to your body, you know, how long can you sustain that kind of 24 and 36 hours and minimum wage, being away from your family? And security officers and estate constables should not be discriminated against.
Let me actually hold it for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning. I want
Morning.
to know if you want $5, $10 from correct me. I ain't gave you a bank number or nothing like that.
Okay. Okay, good. We will if you can call this number, we'll give you the number again. 658 58
658
2293.
2293.
Yes.
Because I have a young fireman coming up here. Eh?
You are young what?
So, a young fireman.
Eh.
Every time you hold on, it's already say fire truck, fire truck. So I give you my donation for him and for myself.
All right,
So the
bro.
number, give me the number again.
658 2293.
5
8 2293.
93.
Or you can call me at 762-0083 after the program. So you'll make all the calls after the program is completed at 10:30.
All right, I told you.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
Very much so. And
Thanks,
people,
caller.
you can make your contribution. We'll give you the numbers as we go along also.
Yeah.
Right. Let me just let people know that this program is coming to you courtesy of Spectacle World Optical Limited. They are located at Light Pole 378, that's Southern Main Road Enterprise in Chaguanas. Now, they are open from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Telephone number for Spectacle World is 671-4842. That's 671-4842. And of course, all members of the Estate Police Association, to you and your family, you get 20% discount of spectacles and sunglasses. So take advantage of it today.
Yes. As you say again, let us plug again for Mr. Roshan and tell the membership, right, to support who supports you.
Definitely.
Right? Make your way down to Enterprise, to Spectacle World, to have your family and yourself tested, and you'll get 20% discount on classes. Right?
You know,
so make advantage, make use of it.
So Richardson, you know, I know sometimes, you know, process is something
Yes.
else, and sometimes there's some process I just don't trust.
Yes.
You know, because I realize where governments are concerned, and people don't mistake what I'm saying. Governments, past and
Yes.
present,
Yes.
that this word consultation
Yeah.
means that we tell you, you know,
Yeah.
we don't really take what you say.
Yeah,
but
you
we
have
just
it as a
inform
part
it.
of the process that they're
Yeah.
consulted.
That you know,
Yeah.
and the Joint Selection Committee sounds like that to me.
Yeah, that well,
So that they can say we brought them.
yeah.
But what is the purpose of bringing you when you are not prepared to listen, to answer, or even to say, okay, we will take this into consideration rather than we just have it there. It worries me.
Yes, and I mean, being a major stakeholder, some of the issues raised should be taken on board because you're getting directly how it is affecting the association and their members. You know, so and you know, the same thing when you come back to consultation, people just want to say they had consultation.
That is it.
And that is where it ends.
Yeah, and when they take it back, that is the end of it, you know.
It-
Probably
it,
that's
um,
one of the reasons why they didn't give it a time.
Yeah. It really kind of took me back. It really took. I was taken aback. In fact, I was taken aback by the brevity of the whole exercise. I mean, we would have sat down and police could tell you how much hours we go through.
Hours and nights and
we,
days.
and we go back again through it to make sure that when we are questioned, because we would think that something as important as this, that we will be questioned. We've made certain suggestions. We've made certain things that we know that some of it may have been contentious, and we have expected to say, well, explain this to us so that we can understand it. Or is it that, as I'm saying, that our writing is so good
when that's
Accept everything.
that they accept everything, you know?
yeah, because
Yeah.
it has to have that essence of of how we do things, and
Because this, as and I want to agree with Mr. Abu, one of the statements he made that this thing is a living thing. It's how the bill is going to work. You could sit down there, and you could sit down and you could do a bill, and you put it there. It's how is it going to work? How are you going to operationalize it properly? Now, our part of this is labor, right? But we have gone further than that, and we have brought into some of the things as the actual operation of the authority. Some of the things were in alignment with what the other side was saying, concerning the board, the composition of the board, and all of that, right? So, we have gone to the point where we wanted to have some serious conversation, and expected to have some serious conversations on the bill. As I say, I don't know what the issue is, but that is what happened at the point in time. So we will continue to look out to see what is happening. Probably at the end of the report, when the report is done for Parliament, we may very well find that some of those things that we would have suggested to them. But even when you write something, you want to know that, especially in a situation like that when you hear it from the person, and you have tit for tat going around, there's a difference of opinion that you could come to common understanding. So exactly. So,
but is there anything within that says or indicates to you all that, okay, as you said, we have it in writing, we are going to go through it, we're going to take your recommendations, and we will get back to you so we can hammer out any of these things? Just as when you go to the when you're bargaining for some particular, is there anything like that in
it
happening?
said that if there is a need, if there's a need to, they would call us back, whoever it is, they will call back. So, and again, parliamentary procedure and committee procedure.
This is what worried me,
Yeah,
because you see, this is going to be drafted into law.
Yes.
You understand? And
Well, hopefully it doesn't reach that. Hopefully it requires a 3/5 majority, and hopefully it doesn't reach that it goes back, and that we will have the opportunity then, right, to go back and do it properly from day one. If the consultation were done properly, right, call those same stakeholders and together in committee stage and say, listen, this is what we want to do, X, Y, Z. Because that bill that is there, 1995, there was a security industry bill, right, that was before the parliament. That in a sense, that is the bill, That is the bill. They just take out a little few things from it. You understand?
Association.
And they take out the association, and the association wasn't that.
Yeah.
Right? So they would have agreed in 1995 to repair and replace, to amend and replace the Supplemental Police Act. Now, we don't necessarily agree with that part, right? But the association was, in that bill, the rightful body to represent all the citizens. And that we were saying that the elements of that bill are so strong, right? The body of it, the foundation of it is so strong. Let us go back and do that. Go back to the Supplemental Police Act and fix that.
But if there are some key stakeholders, just as in recent times when I see that they were in the parliament trying to get certain bills and amendments between government and opposition, and they sat there for hours or into the night and worked out with all the stakeholders. I would expect this is the kind of consultation I want to see take place. So when we all leave this room, at least we have a better bill.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't think that we felt that we had a fair opportunity to really go into it.
Yeah.
Because I felt it for us. I really, when you go into something like that, you really want to feel that you have had your voice heard.
Yeah.
Sure. But again, Trinidad and Tobago, we know what we're facing. Right? We know we're facing, we need to think about it. But officers at the NMTS and the SWAT and the CDA. Innovative and the CDA and all of them, all of come out, all those officers and those, all 32, all of come out, please, let your voices be heard. Right? Stand up against the injustices.
Yeah. Hello, good morning, caller.
Morning, sir.
Morning to you.
Morning.
You know, I have an idea that I don't know if it is off, but I believe that security companies should be limited to a certain number and size. And also in terms of the amount of arms and ammunition they could be in possession of. The reason for is national security, but that would also level the playing field somewhat, where you have these big conglomerates owning security companies and they are controlling most of the major contracts, and which is in effect not giving the smaller enterprise security firms a chance to win and do a good job, which is what I think is needed. What do you all think about that?
Well, that is a innovative. We are looking at it, but
In the real world, in a free market.
In a free market,
you already can try.
it will be difficult.
Yeah.
But there's already restrictions on the amount of arms and ammunition that you can have, because it is in relation to how much estate consumables you have. You will get access to that. Now, in essence, the Supplemental Police Act was a support system for the state, and even now it is supposed to be a support system for the state, because the police cannot do everything. They cannot be everywhere, and this is where we are really called upon to provide those security services for individuals and companies alike, right? So essentially, this is what the bill is supposed to do, but
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that, you see, I agree that the police officers should not be involved in, for example, controlling a fete. Like, I went to one Saturday and it had about 20-something police officers, and I tried to figure out what they're doing there, in a situation where a private firm could have been doing the normal crowd control. And you have a major company, let me just call the name Amalgamated, who have all kind of contracts in different state enterprises, and therefore the smaller security firms are not getting, because they don't have that kind of resources to back them up. They are not getting those kinds of contracts where, in my view, they could have properly paid their employees and manage their business. Thanks again.
Yeah. And
thanks very much, caller.
And caller, as it is right now, I believe before you get a contract, you should prove to whoever
the requirements.
Exactly, that you could meet the requirements. And that is why we have officers out there who's not been relieved, because some of these companies taking contract and they don't have the human resources, the manpower to fulfill the contract. But they believe that they could just place an officer there and all they want to see is a body, and they could get contracts and benefit from it. And I mean, these companies, they are multi-million-dollar companies. So I think the checks and balances have to be also with the persons who are issuing the contract, and in many cases the government, to ensure that they meet the requirements and to ensure that their practices are humane. And I think that could add and help with what the caller was saying.
Oh, that is part what we're not abdicating our responsibility. Also, part of our responsibility is also to ensure that that the working conditions and terms and conditions, right, are up to par, right. We are supposed to be also the watchdogs.
Yes.
Now the authority, right, the authority will have a part to play in that. And what we're saying is that, listen, we are not in disagreement with an authority in it, but how it is structured, right, and where it is placed, that is the issue we have. Because we do have to control these things.
Yeah, we agree with regulating the industry.
Because listen, when you as you caller said, you see police in a party, and I'm thinking that wasted resources. Now, although the police may vex with me because that is to take away from the election duty, right? But really and truly, with the crime situation in this country, we need all hands on deck, right? So those are the things that we are mindful of, so that the smaller firms will get a play in it, right? Because there are some small firms who are doing very, very good work.
Very good work.
Very, very good work. Good training, good terms and conditions, and trying, right?
Yeah.
But because of the size and because sometimes they're not very influential, think they think because you have people at back when I've just said, you have people taking contracts and cannot fulfill it.
Yeah.
Right? Case in point, why this happened at Piaco recently?
Yeah.
Big announcement. Right? And then you hear another company, the company who comes second now, how they take it up now because the company who they say come first, right? Cannot fulfill the contract.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So as we say that, shout out again to the CDA members and to the persons that they were suspended, Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan, we didn't forget you. We coming, right? And to those officers, we expect to hear something soon, and we will be meeting with you shortly to address the issues at CDA once again. Yeah. Right?
And for I mean, when we sit around the table with any management, we dare to reach some kind of consensus. And for the persons who are intimidated when we sit around the table, well, probably we need to walk with something special for them. Probably might be a party bag. Because we went to a meeting recently. The meeting was very cordial to discuss some of the treatment method out to some of our officers. And then we heard somebody felt threatened at the meeting.
Yeah.
Then we heard somebody felt threatened at the meeting. So maybe, you see, these employers, they're doing anything, and in some cases, they're doing anything to get rid of the in-house security.
Yep.
The well-trained in-house security. So they would make all kind of comments, and some of them have the air of the people with influence, and in some cases, the officials, the government officials. So when you make comments like that, one time somebody was suspended. But I mean, it appears that we probably have to go with some kind of treats in a meeting, because it is so unfortunate the extent that some of these employers would go. You suspend a man while we had a meeting. The association had a meeting because you feel threatened.
He raised his voice.
Yeah, he raises his voice. You feel threatened. Come on, people. Come on. And it's a month. To that company, they know who they are. It is a month. Remember, it says a month. Give you a month.
Committee says a month, therefore.
Yeah, it's a month. Yeah. But don't forget, those were the same officers that put fuel in the vehicle when you all did not fuel the vehicle. And those are the same officers was asked to drive the vehicle and they did not pass inspection. The same people that you lose confidence in. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. And you know, one of the major things we would like to see is that security officers are not discriminated against. And the minimum wages order apply to security officers and estate constables, that a 40-hour work week, and after that was week overtime, after 8 hours time and a half and double time, like the other citizens of Trinidad and Tobago who benefit from the minimum wages order. Why can't estate constables benefit from the minimum wages order? Why are we discriminating against estate constables? So we are asking once again to the powers that be and the persons who are charged with the responsibility to amend the orders and amend laws, to make the amendments to treat the estate constables as the other citizens of the country.
Well, in furtherance of that, let me just tell Trinidad and Tobago that this is a serious executive, and we are seeking all legal representation, all this legal advice, and we will be taking whatever the recommendations are of our lawyers, right? Case in point, the NTS issue that has now gone again, right? They're now gone again where they on 6 fortnights now. They haven't paid. So we will be looking at taking legal action in pursuance of or the interests of our members. Right? This thing cannot be allowed to continue any longer. And I want the NMTS officers to know and listen. The time for keep talking and blaming the association for doing nothing is now. It's over. It's time for you to stand up now and get your just due. It's your money. If you don't want to do it, well, then do not blame us, because we are providing the vehicle for you, right? We're giving you the gas, right? You need to come into the vehicle
And just sit.
and let us move forward, right?
Yes. So we need you to come forward. And you know, probably.
Yeah. So again, we have 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, so let me just remind our listeners outside there that you can call us at 222-8255 and also at 612-8255. The lines are open and we can take your calls. This hour is coming to you courtesy of Spectacle World Optical Limited, and they're located at Light Pole 378, that's Southern Main Road, Enterprise, Chaguanas. They are open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, you can give them a call at 671-4842. That's 671-4842. And remember, all members of the association and your immediate families, you're getting 20% discount off spectacles and sunglasses.
I also want to say a special shout out before I get into trouble, Charles. My aunt Shuma Richardson out there in Mayaro. Right? Auntie, I love you very much. Thanks for the call. And when I get off here, right, we will have a chat. All right?
And again, the situation with the MTS, Charles, and Trinidad and Tobago is very serious. I mean, again, and you know, it's just like, it's almost every week we come here and say the same thing. These officers are working on minimum
wage. They ain't getting paid overtime. They ain't getting paid sick leave. As a matter of fact, Charles, as you go to remember the finish, you want that arbitrarily decided to move the sick leave allotment from 10 days to 5 days? Yeah. Come and say, you know, and the reason was, Charles, you know what? The government them paying them.
Yeah.
Now, we have to understand what is happening in this country, people. The government not paying MTS,
so
the government then paying some of those companies, and the companies finding themselves in financial problems now, and they now having to take drastic action, right? That and affecting the ground, the same man who working for the minimum wage, it affecting them down there.
Yes. Yeah.
It affecting them down there. So when we hear about the economy this and the economy bonding and the economy this and the economy that, we ain't feeling that in a chance.
Yeah.
The security officers ain't feeling that, because if they were feeling it, then those persons in MTS would have had the monies in their pockets.
Yeah.
Let's take this call. Hello, morning caller. Hello, morning.
He lost that one in chance.
Yeah, I don't know. Caller, is there? I'm hearing them, you know, but like I don't know. Okay, go ahead, call us back. The lines are open.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, it's very unfortunate. These persons who are working for minimum wage, they can't even buy their medication. They can't send their children to school. And I think it's about time we call on all the parliamentarians to probably give up your salary until these you could fix what
poor are the poor.
That's
the working poor.
Yes, give up your salary for the $15 an hour people who is not getting their money to buy their medication and send their children to school. Give up your salary.
Let's take this call. Hello, morning.
Yeah, morning, Patal.
Morning to you, caller.
Listen to the program. My husband is a security officer. One of the more reputable firms, I haven't called no name, right? The other day, he had to go into the credit union because they're taking out the money and then he wasn't sending it to the credit union. You understand? So what he had to do now, I mean, the credit union understand what was going on up to a certain point, but he had to go now and pay a whole set of money over the counter. Now, I called the other day too about working a 12-hour shift, and when you go on vacation, they're paying you for 8 hours. I still can't understand that. I don't think I'll ever understand that one, really.
Yeah, I
can't
guess so.
understand that.
Yeah.
Right? I can imagine what's going on in those little fly-by-night firms, because this is one of the more reputable firms.
Yeah.
Right? And if that kind of shipping is going on, you can imagine what's going on
Down the line, yeah. Thanks very much, caller. Yeah, you're so right. Woo.
Yes, good day, Sir Charles,
Morning, Belmont.
and morning to your guests.
Morning, Belmont.
But you know, something worry me about these state police union and the representatives. I would like to know, if a precept officer, he carry a gun, but there is the other officers who don't go carry a gun. Why it is they are not represented, they are taken advantage of. They work the same hours as the precept officers, and they do not get compensation adequately for working on a Christmas Day, a Boxing Day, a Good Friday, and so on. And why it is they're not represented, I don't mind if even they do get additional compensation, but they must have a chance to be represented, because what happens is the big security firm who has precepted officers go with everything. They get representation, if any, and they get all the big work. And all these other poor fellas who working 12 hours guarding at church, guarding this and guarding that whole night. The poor fellas, they are no gun, they are no precept, but why it is they're not represented by union, so that the union could make sure the employer give them protective gears like a tunic or a parasol or whatever, and transport, so that they could have industrial relationship to coincide with other industries.
All right, Belmont, thank you very much. You can't respond to Belmont there. You understand what you're saying?
Yeah, I understand quite what you're saying. I think it's the first time I see it. Just let me explain things again, Mr. Belmont. Prior to 2006, we were the persons who would have represented those same officers without a precept. The court would have deemed that the Supplemental Police Act indicates that we have to represent estate constables only. And that is what we are advocating for now, for the right to represent those persons who do not carry a precept.
Okay. Morning, caller.
Yes, Sir Charles, I'm calling back again. Thank God my husband, well, he slept. What Belmont just asked, I was wondering about that too. So, well, I just heard the answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Now, in relation to that, I think that is exactly what is happening, Charles. Is that, as you said, that the credit unions are being affected because the monies are not going to the credit union, right? And they're not going to the medical plans. Right? So these things are affecting the families here. This is a wife who called it now. Remember, people now send people back out to school, Charles. Yeah. They have to pay traveling, they have to pay this and that and the other, Charles. And these, you imagine you work for your money and you're not getting it. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is, listen, we have gone thus far where we have done certain things, and we need to take this step further, because apparently people say, well, okay, they could just do that and they could stand up and do it, right? And we could just complain and complain and complain. Officers at that company, the NMTS, it's time to stand up now.
And bullying at all levels is wrong. Not only at the schools, in the workplace. In the workplace, it is wrong as well. And if the government or all the members of parliament, I wonder if they should cut their salary for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. What will be the reaction?
No,
but you see, they have control of the money going. That they get the full salary.
They're making sure that they get their money first.
Yeah, so I mean, it's unfortunate.
Morning, caller.
Yes, hi, good morning.
Morning.
My main issue, I'm not going to call the company name. It's just that I have some deductions coming out my salary.
Yes.
To the credit union, and when I trying to go and get a loan, I am not able to get through. I can't get my money over the counter or anything like that. A caller called just now concerning with the Estate Police Association.
Mm-hmm.
The precepted officer does not carry a firearm. You have to have your SUC license first in order to get through that.
Well, all right. Yeah, both sides in the industry, you carry a precept, right? But not all precepted officers carry firearms. You still have to get a firearm user's employee certificate, right, from your employer to the right to carry a firearm. So she's correct enough to the point that it's not all precepted officers carry a fire.
I think there's a big discrepancy with people. When they say precept, people automatically mean you can carry a
carry a firearm. No,
but
no,
precept
no.
Apparently is not that.
No, precept is your license to arrest, to under the bring person before the court, and your firearm is your license to carry a fire.
Oh, okay. So
Right?
that is two different things.
Different things.
So you could be a precepted officer
And not carry
which
a
allows
fire.
you to arrest and carry people
Carry
before
for
the
the
court.
court and all that.
It does not allow you to have
To
a fire.
have a firearm, unless you issued with one by the employer.
Employer through the commission.
Through the commission office.
Right, because I always hear people talk about precepted. I precepted. Every precepted mean you have a gun.
Yeah.
It's not so.
Now, what happens is that a precepted officer is paid a higher premium than an unprecepted officer.
Well, I understand.
And
that.
also,
I
a
expect that.
firearm officer, of course, will get an allowance for carrying the firearm.
In some
In some companies, in some places it's merged into one. In some places,
Yeah, it's just normal. All right, people, so we have a few more minutes. We're taking your calls. You can call us 222-8255, 612-8255.
And again, Sir Charles, the association are very concerned with the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago as anybody else. We are very concerned. But we are also concerned that now, where the crime situation is, and we could say out of hand, and the employers, plenty of these, the employers is getting rid of their well-trained, as I said earlier on, and in-house security. So would that add to the crime situation? And I think, again, we need to understand, the implications of our action, not just for now, but later down the road.
Morning, caller.
Good morning, Sir Charles.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you
Good
going?
morning.
My dear morning, gentlemen.
Good
Morning,
morning.
morning,
Morning.
Happy birthday to you, Richardson.
Thank you, Moms.
How are you going?
All right.
I'm listening to the conversation, boy. But have you gone to the main office in Port of Spain?
Today?
No, not
Labour-
today. Whenever you have time.
Yeah, Labour office. Yeah, we were the Labour Ministry you're talking about. Yeah.
No, not the Labour Ministry.
Who?
Talking about Petrotrin office. They have certain things for the workers, and the workers don't know. They're not going. But I got the S.
Okay. I'll advise the experts, and myself included, to go and check it out.
Yeah, all right, good. Thanks.
All
Have a
right.
nice day. Enjoy your birthday.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Call us, people. The lines are open and clear right now.
Yeah. And again, the association is just calling on officers, calling on the members, calling on people to come and join the association, make the association stronger. Right? We are trying to give as much value for your dues as is possible. Right?
Still the lowest in the market.
Still the lowest in the market. We are those who have not yet joined. Call and come in, and we will give you proper representation. We will give you value for your money, right? Those persons who have not yet raised the dues from the $30 to $50, we calling upon you to please do so as quickly as possible. We need to have, because right now we have some matters before that we need to be taken to the ministry, and we call the dismissal of the TCL officers.
Yes.
Right, the unjust and nasty dismissal of those TCL officers. Then we have some other issues that, well, of course, this CDA thing is live. We are waiting word from Ms. Robinson Regis. Right, she seems to be a person who has some. We have some bit of a quote unquote confidence in that she will stand to her word. She's already indicated certain things, so we are waiting on that, because that CDA issue is something that we definitely need to address as a matter of priority.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, caller.
First of all, I must say happy birthday to the President.
Thank you very much, sir.
And to Charles here, tell you that today is the day. And I want to make a call to those officers, leadership constables and them, who singularly meet with management to settle cyber contracts,
Yeah,
terms and conditions of employment where there is a collective agreement involved.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
To weaken the association here. And it's a selfish move. And I'm appealing to you all to the system that if you all want to really get the kind of representation that you all supposed to get from the association.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I'll be looking forward to something soon.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, caller.
And on that note, that is a very serious note that we're meeting, that there are some there are some individuals who feel that management like them so much, Charles, that they want to go and on a subterfuge and talk with management and tell them and take the WhatsApp messages from the groups and send it to management, that I feel management will so love them and causing management to see when they lose confidence. Right? Some of those people do them things, Charles.
Yeah, of course.
You know, people also branch board and thing. Yeah, and we have past EPA executive people who are advising companies now to do the wrong thing against the same officers where they represented in the Charles. Yeah, but you know, we there with them. We there, we fighting.
It's a sad thing.
We fighting and we coming. And I just want to say from thanks for all the best wishes. Charles, I may not be as present at these shows because we have other persons who will be so
No
so we
problem.
have Mr. Digans and Mr. Joseph, and from time to time other persons will be sitting in, but the concern you will have is the second vice president, Mr. Bagwandin, who will have control of the shows going along.
No
Right?
problem. Well, whenever we can have you, we will.
Yeah, whenever I will surely make sure and come up with you.
All right, no problem. So just as we go, and of course, let me just let people know that this program came to you courtesy of Spectacle World Optical Limited, Light Pole 378 Southern Main Road in Enterprise, Chaguanas. Call them at 671-4842. That's 671-4842. Remember, they open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and to all members of the Estate Police Association and your immediate families. Remember, you're getting 20% discount off right now of your spectacles and your sunglasses, right?
Just before you go, Charles, the house officer, the Municipal Police Officers Association, we will be giving them the opportunity to come appear on this show to hear their voice. Same way fire gave us all the time, we passing it on to the Municipal Police.
Okay, no problem. So, Zigo, let me wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you very much, sir.
Nice.
Okay.